Hello!
You're welcome, Grand Rapids.
That is senior anchor correspondent John. Thank you, John.
Yeah, he's one of our writers. He's very expensive.
Yes. Good evening, Grand Rapids. Welcome to NewsFlash. I'm your anchor, Pete Sillanpaa.
And I'm Brandon. That's what the script says. Doesn't say other anchor, just says I'm Brandon. Sean's out this week, and it is with heavy hearts that we are announcing he will not be returning to the show.
That's right. With all the recent SNL cast changes, we thought it was only right that at least one person at COM should be unjustly fired.
And to decide Sean's permanent replacement, we simply have one request. Bring us his head, and the job is yours.
He's right over there. Go get him. And now, the world, national, and local news you may have missed. NewsFlash! All right. Our top story tonight. The Lions faced off against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field yesterday in a season debut that most fans are trying to forget. I would tell you the final score, but I blacked out before halftime. The Cheeseheads were all smiles, as was newcomer Micah Parsons, who got so much airtime on the sidelines I mistook him for Taylor Swift. On the bright side, Lions fans are the real winners because we get to wake up every day not in Wisconsin.
So true. It's a bit of a consolation, isn't it? Yeah. Rumors are swirling that Portillo's may be coming to West Michigan. And I just want to say on behalf of all of us, no thank you. We already have plenty of diarrhea.
More news from the Windy City. Donald Trump has vowed to send the National Guard into Chicago, who will meet fierce resistance when they try to eat at the Wiener Circle. It's very Chicago specific.
Justin Bieber has released another album titled Swag 2. So if you got to the end of the first Swag and thought, surely this was all of Justin's swag, prepare to be made a believer all over again. Disclaimer, this is an ad paid for by Justin Bieber LLC. Any swag experienced within these albums is the sole property of Def Jam Records, member FDIC.
The John Ball Zoo will begin charging $5 parking fees for non-Kent County visitors. To avoid the fee, you'll have to name 3 local breweries that aren't founders in 10 seconds. Go.
Oh, you failed!
Not from Kent County.
Florida plans to become the first state to eliminate all childhood vaccine mandates. The state also plans to give citizens back their civil liberties by eliminating all height requirements at Disney World and amending traffic laws to allow toddlers to drive if their parents are just too fucked up.
Florida is also opening a new prison nicknamed Deportation Depot. PSA to migrants, this is not a Home Depot. Matter of fact, just to avoid confusion, stick to Lowe's for the next couple of months.
It's just good advice. A Polish millionaire is in hot water after stealing a signed hat from a child at the U.S. Open. However, he's okay with that because in Polish cuisine, hot water is considered a delicacy.
Donald Trump recently announced that the Space Command headquarters will be moving from Colorado to Alabama. Space Command's next course of business will be figuring out how to make the fan boat in rocket form.
Sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. I'm excited for astronaut jambalaya. Anyone? In a clear violation of international law, the United States military blew up a Venezuelan boat in the Caribbean. But to be fair, it was double XP weekend.
Snoop Dogg recently said he's scared to go to the movies because his grandson asked him about a lesbian couple in the film Lightyear. For a guy who beat a murder case and spends all his time hanging out with felons, you'd really think that the dog wouldn't be such a pussy about 2 pussies.
Grand Rapids Public Museum is preparing for spooky season with special Halloween-themed events. But if you're a Republican, museums that accurately describe American history are already scary enough. Because of all that shit we did.
Last Friday, 475 Korean nationals were detained in an ICE raid at a Hyundai manufacturing plant. To quote one of the ICE agents, "This is the biggest Panda Express I've ever seen." According to the prosecutors, the identity of the company hiring the illegal aliens who were arrested at Hyundai is currently unknown. In other news, no one can figure out who's been stealing all the hamburgers from McDonald's.
Sydney Sweeney recently gained 30 pounds for her new role in the film Christie, saying that she ate a lot of Chick-fil-A. Makes sense to me because that chick can fill a shirt out. Pull that up.
Sorry,
Sorry.
got distracted.
Finish.
A California woman was charged with 5 felonies after she registered her dog to vote in previous elections. It turns out getting a dog to vote is actually pretty easy. You just have to put peanut butter on the ballot.
And finally, tragic news from Afghanistan. An earthquake has left many women trapped under rubble due to a Taliban rule that prevents women from having skin-to-skin contact with men they aren't related to. This was a weird way to find out that I've been in the Taliban my entire life.
All right.
That sounded sad for me a little bit.